Most men don't get manipulated because they're weak. They get manipulated because they refuse to see the truth staring them in the face. She didn't change. She revealed herself. And you were too blinded by lust, hope, or childhood wounds to notice. Let's not sugarcoat it. If you keep attracting women who cheat, lie, or use you, the problem isn't just them. It's in you, in your boundaries, in your self-worth, and in your inability to walk away. You think you're in control because you're giving and loving. But the truth is, you're just easy to control. In this video, I'll break down the psychological patterns that let women manipulate you and how to break free for good. Let's dive in. 1. Stop getting hypnotized by beauty. Most men fall for the oldest trick in the book, a pretty face. If a woman is attractive, they assume she's also good, kind, and worthy. This is called the halo effect, and it's one of the biggest traps men fall into. Women know this. The world taught them from a young age that beauty sharks power. So when you treat her like a goddess just because she looks good in a dress, you give her all the leverage without her earning any of it. And what happens when someone is handed power they didn't work for? They test your limits. She'll talk down to you, flirt with other guys in front of you, disrespect you subtly, then apologize with a kiss or a seductive glance. And guess what? You'll forgive her. Again. Because your brain is wired to chase dopamine. And her looks deliver it like a drug. Here's the truth. A high-value man isn't blind to beauty. He just isn't blinded by it. Train your mind to look past the surface. Is she kind when she's not getting her way? Is she loyal when you have nothing to offer but time? Does she value you or just the benefits of being with you? The second you stop acting like her beauty is a passport to your respect, she'll either level up or she'll disappear. Either way, you win. 2. Women manipulate men without boundaries. Let's be clear, boundaries are not rules you place on her, they are standards you place on yourself. When you let a woman curse at you, ignore your texts, flirt with other men, and you stay silent. You teach her exactly how to treat you. Women don't test you because they're evil. They test you because they need to know what kind of man you are. If every time she crosses the line, you reward her with attention, apologies, or gifts, guess what? You've become her puppet, and now she knows which strings to pull. Real boundaries sound like this. I don't tolerate disrespect. I don't explain my worth. I just walk away. If she raises her voice in an argument, you don't match her energy, you end the conversation. If she disrespects your values, you don't debate, you leave. Boundaries only work when you're willing to enforce them, even if it means walking away from someone you love. Most men are too scared to lose the woman, so they lose themselves instead. Don't be that man. 3. Recognize red flags early. Then, act women always reveal themselves, not with words, but with patterns. How she talks about her ex, how she treats waiters, how she handles money, setbacks, or criticism. But most men ignore the warning signs. Why? Because they want to believe the fantasy more than they want to see the reality. So she says her ex was toxic. Ask yourself, what did she choose, tolerate, or create in that relationship? She's constantly glued to Instagram, chasing likes and validation. Don't expect her to respect a man who doesn't set limits on digital attention. She casually brings up her guy friends and texts them at midnight. Wake up, that's not friendly. That's a test and you're failing. The red flags were always there. You just didn't have the courage to face what they meant. Next time, don't wait for betrayal to wake you up. If a woman shows you she lacks loyalty, empathy, or humility, believe her. Then walk, not because you hate her, but because you love yourself. 4. Don't chase. Love you didn't earn. Here's a painful truth. If she didn't make you work for her respect, she won't value you when she has it. And if you didn't make her earn your commitment, she'll never appreciate what it's worth. Men who give too quickly, love, money, time, often do it from fear. Fear of losing her, fear of being alone, fear of not being enough. But that fear is a magnet for manipulation. A woman will always test a man who's desperate to please. She'll ghost him, talk down to him, flirt with his friends, just to see how far she can push. And if he stays, if he keeps giving more, begging more, she'll lose all respect for him. High-value men never chase connection at the cost of self-respect. They give when it's reciprocated. They love, but they don't beg. They commit, but only to women who show they're worth it. 5. Your childhood wounds are still controlling you. Let's go deeper. If you constantly tolerate disrespect from women, if you find yourself begging for attention, love, or basic decency, you're not just reacting to her, you're reacting to your past, specifically the emotional wounds you never healed from your childhood. Maybe you had a mother who was emotionally unavailable. Maybe you were raised by someone who made you feel like love had to be earned, not given. So now, as an adult, you confuse pain with passion. You think chasing a woman who disrespects you is normal. You think walking on eggshells around her means you're being mature. No, brother, that's trauma bonding. That's the inner child in you, still trying to win the love he never got. You'll keep repeating the cycle until you become conscious of it, until you tell yourself, I am no longer that boy. I do not chase women to feel whole. I create peace and I protect it. Psychology says we recreate familiar emotional environments, even when they hurt us. You need to break the pattern because healing your past doesn't just protect you from manipulation. It makes you magnetic to women who are healthy, secure, and genuinely loving. 6. Never reward disrespect, not even once. This is where most men fail. A woman screams at him, and he buys her flowers. She cheats, and he begs her to stay. She calls him names, and he apologizes. That's not love, that's surrender. You're not being strong, you're being submissive. In psychology, this is called reinforcement behavior. If you reward bad behavior, it gets repeated. Simple. Women are highly intuitive. If she senses that disrespect doesn't cost her anything, she will escalate it. You train her with your silence. You train her with your tolerance. You train her every time you let something slide. Here's the new rule. Disrespect equals distance every single time. You don't raise your voice. You don't get emotional. You simply pull back. Let her feel the absence of your presence. A woman only changes when the consequences of her actions outweigh the benefits. Reward her when she's soft, respectful, supportive. Withdraw when she crosses the line, not out of revenge, out of self-respect. 7. Emotional discipline is your superpower. Want to become manipulation-proof? Master your emotions. A woman can only control a man who reacts. But when you respond with logic, calmness, and clarity, you become untouchable. She gives you the silent treatment. Cool. You carry on with your life. She flirts to make you jealous. You observe, but you don't engage. She threatens to leave. You hold the door open. This isn't coldness. It's emotional sovereignty. A manipulated man is a reactive man. An empowered man is a composed man. Women will test you, not because they hate you, but because they want to feel safe in your strength. If you explode, beg, or overreact, she sees a boy, but if you stay calm under pressure, you earn her deepest respect. Stoicism isn't about shutting down emotions, it's about mastering them. Because the man who rules himself rules every room he walks into. 8. Upgrade yourself, and she'll fall in line or fall away. Here's the final truth. You don't stop being manipulated by fighting women. You stop being manipulated by transforming yourself. Become the man who can walk away, the man who doesn't chase, the man who commands respect without needing to demand it. Work on your mind, sharpen your body, build your mission. Surround yourself with men who don't tolerate mediocrity in themselves or others. When you rise in value, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, low-value women lose interest. They sense they can't play their old games anymore. And high-value women, they respect you. They rise to meet your level. You teach people how to treat you by how you treat yourself. So raise your standards, speak less, observe more, and remember, a strong man isn't one who controls women. A strong man is one who cannot be controlled by them. If you've made it this far, you're not like the average man. You're ready to evolve. So don't just watch this video, live it, rewatch it, reflect on it, apply it. And if you found value in this, drop a comment saying, I choose self-respect. Let the algorithm know that men like us still exist. Hit subscribe and turn on notifications. Because this channel, it's not just content, it's armor for the modern man.